drunk.
I see you. Hold on. Some technical issues. That's right. Where are we?
Cush in Eugene, Oregon, otherwise known as Blue Jean Boregan. A fine evening here at Cush. The freight trains are rolling by. We've got a lot of hot poets in this house going to light it up on fire. And if you didn't get a chance to enjoy yourself on the tape last week, go look at yourself because you were all awesome. It was good last week. Could someone pull that plug out of our kaleidoscopic trippy light? It's plugged in at the top of the pole. It's a black plug. Yes, there we go. Now we have, oh, you're all glowing in the glow of your iPads and iPhones. It's kind of like a poetry rave. All right, Scary On At Cush, James's creation, will be going on Halloween prizes, cash prizes for the costume contest. There will be a haunted house, and I've decided to do the holiday thing up. So every month that there's a Halloween, because this is America, there's a holiday every month, right? So I'm going to nominate the right person for the right job. I did James on Halloween, I think, spot on. So we're going to do something every holiday. Christmas, Easter, New Year, Valentine's Day. That keeps it fresh at Cush. Who knows what you can do if you're nominated to do a holiday? You can do whatever you want, and risk is your reward. We got a full list. Let's get going. My name's Kit. This is Carry On At Cush. This is our what? 8th month. We're going strong. We're taking names. We're not taking prisoners. We're letting them join the crowd. I don't know what this is, just to warm us up here. The tendril pushes up from its dark hiding place. Where does life begin? At the crux, a definition, we stare at an unknown horizon point. Where does fear begin? On the razor's edge of giddiness, on the sing-song of time, on the downstroke of the mighty piston. Here, she said, and the response was always yes, yes, and hallelujah, yes, and we will dance, yes, and we say yes to the living and no to the fear. Darkness surrounds, is done battle with, and finally retreats. Yes, obliterates the darkness, yes, obliterates the darkness, and somewhere a stranger is found who says yes in return.
Woo!
Thanks. A little break there. Cause you know what? Here's why. I am a perfect being, and you are a perfect being too. We shambles, finally decrepit and redeemed. Bless us this day our daily glory. In your eyes, in the morning, the promise of hope, the inability of my tongue to express exactly what I want you. And yet I try, and yet I try, and yet I try. In the forest jungle primacy of now, I scream you delight. We become more and more and more and more and more. My family swims mightily in me, as all do. This is where we come from, the flat of Lake Edge, the mud, the residual Darwin. One-legged, then two we walk with knuckles on ground and reach ever more to the sky. I try to express this. I try to express this. Would be bliss, would be the end of my poem. But without present resolution, the poem continues to be continued. Let's roll. Stephen, get up here. Watch out, Karen. Watch out.
Watch out.
We're having a book release party for Karen this Saturday at Pad, my lakeside pad out in a secret location, which I don't want to broadcast. So if you would like to come to Karen's book signing at Pad for a party, Dan and Eve are going to be playing music after. Going to be a potluck and festival deluxe. So talk to me for the address.
I'm making my famous black bean.
This is Steven's time.
Vegan chili.
This is Steven's time. You tell them when you come up here about your awesome vegan chili, girl. I'm gonna eat that chili.
Come on, let's go. Steven.
Okay, poetry and art. I'm going to be reading you some poems of the sea from my book, Wildweed. I passed out some copies of a drawing I did. That is in the book, and it goes with the first poem I'm going to read. If you didn't get one and would like one, please see me after. Here's yours, Kit, right there. From the drawing. Perch in the corner. I was running a little early, so I decided to take a stroll out on the pier. The sea wind felt good blowing through my hair. As I approached the deep end, I was moved by a leathery, sun-faced fisherman, standing bundled in a corner where the waves lapped the pilings, his soft hat tilted, molded to his head, shadowing deep-socketed brown eyes. Held loosely in his hand, a small pole with tinkle bells on its tip, the end of its line dangling on the flat top, shallow in the water. A larger pole, with its line sunk deep, stands on its own next to this well-weathered man. Every minute or so, bells shaking, he seems to awaken from memories of some peaceful long ago. A couple of slight jerks on the small pole, and he reels in a little fish, which he quickly tucks into his fish basket. He carefully rebaits the hook, then quickly drops the line back shallow in the water. Occasionally, he sets down the pole to check the larger one, but never a nibble can be found. Many other nibble-less pole owners look his way in amazement. As bells ringing, he jerks the small pole just in time to reel in another little fish to quickly plop in his basket. Many small fry in a large fry pan could be quite the sizable meal for a small, quiet man, I presume, as the sun sets and I head east, off to work. Shadows of Sunrise, by the Sea, Part 1, San Clemente, Sunrise. Like cream puffs squeezed, the foam oozes out of the curling waves. Standing languid, row by row, searching for breakfast by the edge of the sand, morning surfbirds peck sleek their silky feathers as a new sun slowly warms them, then scamper suddenly to avoid getting wet. Young surfers brave the winter chill, each for a few moments of early morning thrill. One screams out in glee, and far away I catch the echo. I can almost see the gleam of fulfillment in his eye as he straddles the sky. I awoke this morning to the sound of waves and a train passing down below my beachside bungalow. I saw purple shadows of sunrise as I closed my eyes to meditate. The sun is now reaching where I sit on the porch as I finish morning coffee and ponder sheltered passengers in flashing windows of the iron horse that braves the same sand as young surfers and morning surfbirds scampering. Whistle Down, by the Sea, Part 2, Marina del Rey, sunset. 10 feet high or more, the foam slaps the shore, a suede coat on the jetty, draped there by the wind. Seagulls hang like mobiles in the air. Windsurfers struggle back, finding the long way home, collapsed by this unexpected burst of autumn breath, too tired to sail. There is not a sailboat in sight as the sky swiftly darkens. Little black running birds fight the waves for the shore. From the east come the shimmering flocks on the whistle down of the wind, heading for nighttime rest on the jetties. Shining west as well, flocks of airplanes resembling fireflies float softly down onto unseen runways. Walking sluggishly, taking the long way home, I watch the last pink sky fade and the clouds shed to gray as I finish another workday setting by the sea. Hurricane skies. Smelling a wonderful scent At first, like something cooking. Then it seems like lotion, maybe. Lovely, flowery. I look out as clarion reflections like seagulls fly like seagulls in the foggy dew of after snow on the coastal regions of wonder, where the cold, biting wind makes you lazy. Hurricane skies arrive, while crutches of rotting sea spires protrude in the remaining daylight, winter's conversation, melting memories of a fisherman's feast. So close am I, the observer, yet remain sated by the warmth of fire's fervent glow behind melted sand, silencing the chill. Last but not least, particle dream. Copper cockle shells alone on the shore. Partial fragments land once more, to be seen by few. The particle dream come true in the view of time's endless new.
So this guy that Stephen passed out looks to me like a fisherman. Now I get it. Aw, Stephen. Come on, Mo, get up here. We don't have time to lollygag. We're moving on. Carry on and Cush. Roll, roll. And row, row, row your boat. All right, are you going to be cool with this? You about there? Can you read? Can you like? You like?
No, I think I'm cool. I think I'm cool. My yin and yang poems
There you
here.
There you go. Here's Mo.
Being one or the other. I said something the other day and I laughed out loud, and my 15-year-old granddaughter turned to me and said, "Did you just crack yourself up, Nana?" And I laughed even harder, and I realized I had. I also saw how these exquisite young people envelop me and keep me from becoming too serious and too introspective, which I stubbornly revert to when I'm alone, and I remind myself that their wisdom is such a universal truth. Like when I first divorced and my 11-year-old grandson said, "Well, at least you're not a hoarder with 30 cats." And there was such a simple frankness in it, because at least I am not that, and a whole lot of other things I'm grateful I am, and a whole lot of stuff I once wasn't but now get to be. This morning, my 4-year-old precocious wild-haired neighbor asked if I was an old grandma with just dogs. And I stared at her a moment, and then I laughed, because she really likes me, and that definition is happy and suitable and a good one. I must remember that sometimes I can be easy and uncomplicated, and in the big picture of scheme of things, being one thing or the other can have its own unique value simply in the moment you're living it. Dancing with the wrath of grapes. Fermentation, you witches brew, even unaccompanied, capable of deceiving the most guarded of partakers. But when coupled with that sultry little mistress, the ethereal, vagrant muse that is music, the concoction's abduction is complete. Every time you two come together, I'm hypnotized. Your blood-red liquid courage and her thumping, bass-driven, stomping language of love. Both of you should be ashamed of yourselves, requiring from me such devoted acquiescence. Yet I can think of no reason to argue against the union you create or to try to interrupt this rhythm, because the playful seduction is so natural between you. Funny, I can remember so often in my youth joking that you went straight to my crotch. Now, more subtle, you sidle up behind me, tickling my ribs, whispering drunken words of pleasure into my ear, which float instead higher ground, my heart, my mind. You are my puppeteers, and motion ignites me, and I sway, and I shimmy, and I shake my all too shakeable booty. Lust shifts to the pondering of possibilities more than to once predictable probabilities, and the rightness in remaining vertical is today an absurdly satisfying substitute for a once predictable horizontal outcome, which gratifies me because of how it also surprises me. Dancing alone, wine pulses through me thicker than blood. I present to myself the purest gift of sensuality, electrifyingly simple. It passes through me, then from me, then back to me, circling around and sparking within me.
Lots of wisdom in this room, lots of wisdom about now. And now it's time for Michael. Lots of wisdom about how to get through this world, if anyone was listening. A lot of things you don't have to try yourself because someone just told you what happens when you try that. Not how we like to learn for ourselves, don't we?
Michael.
Brothers and sisters, got to lend an ear. Got to draw near, need to be real. Because the time is sneaking up like a snake in the grass, waiting to bite us in the ass. Brothers and sisters, listen to the sounds. It's the beat on the street of the people we meet. Needing to have the sense of identity. Needing to care about something, not nothing. Wanting to get heard like the bird. Brothers and sisters, can you feel the ground reel? Can you see what there's to see? Can you move to that age-old groove? Will you know when it's in your face? Because it's always the human race. Brothers and sisters, leave the safety of the womb. Step out of your cliques, out of your shits. Pop your head out of the tech god. Touch your feet to the street. Don't look back. Get up with Jack.
All right, no, don't feel anything. Don't
Brothers and sisters, take what's yours. Only you'll know how to make it go. Only you'll get what it is, what you want it to be, what you want to see. Brothers and sisters, gather your forces, set your courses, meet up in the streets, raise your voices, make the choices. Don't lay down to the authority. Stand up to the lunacy. Brothers and sisters, we will survive. The dream's not wrong. It's our song. Our dreams alive in our souls, just waiting to rock and roll into the street. We'll take our feet. Brothers and sisters, you got to lend an ear. The time is drawn near. The snake is here, but we can bite back. Back to back. You got to love one another. You've got to love one another.
Amen.
You've got to love one another.
That's right. I'm all for love. Can I get some more love, please? Love and love again. Double dose of love.
In silence, who is thine? Broody with sorrowful expression. My dearest forlorn. Distant. Thou hast no recourse but to witness thine beauty hidden. Such a sadness of which bewitches my soul. When in helplessness I behold your anguish. If I were a man of true substance, I would wrestle the demons that are upon who is thine. Alas, though, I am weak in fortitude and temperament, mine own demons vexing thy heart. What is this madness, this scourge of spirit that has permeated our safe haven of unity? Let us join our forces, my beloved. Thou is much stronger than I in both grace and power. Bring me along with thou. Sing thine strength into thy marrow, into thy heart, to the battlefield, the killing fields, where the one who hides tries to destroy what we have built. Standing by your side, witness to the glory of Eros causing the destruction of Patmos. The devil is due. Back into the crack of time it crawled from. What splendor thy victory, victorious goddess, whose beauty is restored. Whole, humble man am I, mystified by the ignorance of eons of man's pride. I bow to the victor, the sorceress over the sorcerer, beauty over beast, mother of man.
Michael got choked up by his own poem. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Did you catch that? He always hangs it out there in those poems, kind of like, and then when it was hanging out there, he goes, "Oh shit, I actually felt that." Oh, blue surprises. Yeah, this is a great place to practice those things you'd say to all those mean kids on the schoolyard or your lover who you're having all kinds of problems with. And isn't that what it's about? Working out the problem. Here's someone who doesn't know how many problems she's about to have. This is a first-time reader. Ever, right, Emily? Ever on the history of the planet. You remember what that was like. Let's get it. Oh, look at all that love you got. You're going to knock it out, right? Yeah, go for it, girl. Emily.
All right. Hi. Marry me. Who? Me? Yes, me. Are you asking me to marry me, myself, and I? Why, yes, of course. Oh, well then, yes, I do. I do take me to have and value and honor from here till eternity. I promise to cherish me and listen to my instincts, to face my fears and grow as a person. I promise to always be a student and learn from my mistakes, to communicate honestly and to become the best I can be. I will hold this relationship to the highest of standards, never losing track of myself. I do take me to be my honored self for as long as I shall live.
And it's a good stage to marry yourself. And if you can't do that, what the fuck are you doing, man? You can't marry anyone else and you do that. All right, Bix hasn't been here in a while. Bix, get up here. Bix, I got one Bix. Can I get two Bix? Three Bix. Bix has been here since there was no one here. And trust me, there was no one here. But now Bix is here, and you're here, and I'm out of here. Kit.
Yes.
Rock on.
That's right, brother.
I'm not crazy enough to think I can change the world. I might be crazy enough to annoy you by thinking we all will change the world. The more inclusive in ways of thinking people can be might parlay the exclusive behavior people practice. This is a key. If it has all been said, if it's all been done, we do it again. We say it again.
That's right.
We find what we like in ourselves, and we like that in each other.
And we marry. Vix, I think I should make you do that last one again.
You want me to do that again?
I want you to do that, but if you really believe that, you're going to do it different, right? How would you do that? Come on.
How would I?
Come on,
do
Biz.
this one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, come on, Biz.
How would I do this one?
How would you do that one if you really believe that? Because I believe it. Do it.
It's all been said. It's all been done. I'll do it again. I'll say it again. And if I find what I like in myself, I'll find that in you.
Yeah.
You don't get a second shot in life, but you get a second shot here sometime. Because we're nice. Yeah, right? Yeah. 7 minutes, you get the fuck off my stage. Andrew, come on up here. He's got part 2, I think. Do you?
Yeah.
Not to bogart your thing, but I'm looking forward to this. You never know. Oh my God. Okay. Stand back a bit. Stand there. Do. Okay.
Is this a curtain hanger?
Good evening, and welcome to our fashion show, showing you what is the latest de rigueur street urchin wear in Eugene. We have red pants. Andrew is wearing an ensemble containing red pants, muddy Vans, Rage Against the Machine, Red Star. I don't like that. Looks like he's humpjacking my Red Star thing, but he does trump me on the shocking red hair and a shower curtain hanger through the nose. It's a shower curtain. Top that, New York. That's right. Shower curtain, Eugene, right here, right now. Go show him what a shower curtain in your nose can do.
We'll do like a shower curtain
If you put a
challenge.
phone in there, I'll give you a dollar.
Who can get the craziest shit through their nose?
Crazy as shit.
Crazy as shit.
All right, so documentation of a 3-day mushroom trip written in between adventures while tripping part 2. All right. It has been said that to ask a man to be saved is to ask a man to float without God's help. So you may ask me, what is this floating which you speak about in a world of gravity? It is to see the non-reality of certain things. How important to see what is not real, because it is precisely that which restrains you from floating. You are already floating and enjoying every minute of it without realizing. All you have to do is to open your hands and not look down or at anyone else, whether they're cheering or not. Then we float, because we like the perspective caught. And know now, when you have nowhere to go, while this trip is big or small, you can be a rat in a cage, or a man on a stage, or a heathen in a rage, or a warlock turning the page, or Zeus receiving praise. And you know what you do is you metabolize that shit, that ego. You burn it up and watch it grow back like liver pecked out when you realize there was no turning back. And you are on this journey you've went on in your head, and you've locked yourself out of certain houses and decided what has control over you and what doesn't. But sometimes life happens.
Grab it, bro.
And sometimes life happens to you, and sometimes you happen to life. And this dancing is the prancing reason formed from forces for life, glancing at the orange juices, orange juicing, and say that is the universe, and that is why this is love. That's all there is. Whether you're a rat in a cage, or a man on a stage, or a brain in a vat, or a witch turning the page, it is love. You know that. God wouldn't approve of anything else, since that's what God is, right?
Yeah.
Love, or was love God? I forgot. And you, Orthodox father, man of God, were parsing the difference to me when you said that. Eating is good, but eating a rock isn't good. And I said, whatever it is, if I eat it, I love it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be eating it. And that made you stop after talking monism, dualism, the Atman-Brahman distinction, Emerson, and the oversoul, just to know that I love what I'm doing. And you love what you're doing too. And I love that we're dots wondering what we are now and what now is and what we are in relation to it. And as we dance, we find our best positions and say, yes, this is how I like to experience life. And it is a party poem, but it's a Zen poem too. And it's a poem about me, though it's a poem about you. In fact, like this bed, it's anything you want it to be, to see your focus point in proportion to whatever you've decided gargantuan to be and the infinitesimal to be. Again, if they had this on TV, I would fucking watch this on TV. But that little black box is a portal into nothing compared to this reality. So get some perspective and widen the lenses and don't kill yourself unless you really want to. You have no obligation to anyone. You don't have to. But the obligations you've chosen to be useful. And if not, then don't stop with your life in your hand. Stand up to life and demand a refund grand and say, repay me. And hear it say, hey, I'm life. You thought I was indebted to you when you are indebted to me, but in my world there is only grace and niche, and death is a breath, tax-free breath into another space, and you're going into debt to me, but I have the money to pay. It'll all be paid with love. You can believe that every day. I just want you to know that I am here and I'm trying to convince you to stay. Exist. Be this and that, but don't define yourself as any of it. That's prolific right. In your story, you gather connections to a world you never asked to be connected to, but I like paying your debt and saying that it's love. It doesn't run out, and you'll pay with death. There's no getting out. The entropy is running, gripping your throat while you are groaning, life moaning, saying, I don't know if I can handle the cost. I guess I'll just grapple the moment, and when it's done, and where I go and where I wake up turns out however it turns out. Hey! This is what it is to live in a multiverse made of repetitious pattern love that some have called God and others left unnamed. Some say we have the power to name and others not, but shook, mistook. You look around at thought that hooked and say, when does it have to end? It can end whenever I want, and that's what it is to be watchfulness, looking through my dots in a universe of dots inside of dots, looking for where they fit on the spectrum of ways they want to love this moment as a dot. Just a bunch of people partying, man. That's what we are. But don't worry. This is what we're going to do, and this is what we're going to get out of it. We've decided it ahead of time. We've spoken it to the future. Anything but love is not happening here. It's a commitment and a truth. A commitment because that's what I'm deciding to do, and a truth because I know it's already true. I just need to figure out in what way it is true. Thank you.
Did that with a motherfucking shower curtain thingy in his room. Balls. I'm gonna dot all this thing up a bit and hang an ornament from my nose. Awesome, Andrew. Good job. Good job. I know, right? I'll give it. You know those big dog bones you get? Yeah. You do that, I'll give you $10.
How thick is the dog bone?
That thick. That thick. It's the biggest dog bone you can fit in there.
Along with the $10.
Okay. All right, we'll talk.
I will take mine home.
I mean, we could literally make this a pay thing.
We'll start.
Yeah, yeah. I know, right? I know. We will all pitch in to see if
You're
you're
gonna fund my poetry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't encourage him to hoard himself.
I know. Well, if he wants to whore, he can whore. All right, this is degenerate. Dan, come on, man. You got to follow shower curtain. We love Dan. We love Dan. What's Dan got for us this week? You never know. Could go either way.
It could.
It could. Look at he looking confident. Look at
The backyard. It was a backyard that had been ignored until I moved in. First the flowers, and then the hedge. Next vines for the fence and a playhouse. A child's two-story with a slide, bright colors painted and planted. The parents, when they had a chance, would use its quiet to sit and share a pipe of what was to the yard ironically called weed. The yard liked this, but the adults, setting a good example, quit before they thought their daughters knew. Time, like smoke, blew into the yard and disappeared. Likewise, the playhouse and slide. As teens, the daughters used it as a place to smoke pot before their parents got home. The yard found this humorous. And even more interesting, when the older daughter, Jenna, and her partner, Rhonda, bought the place and would sit outside at night in the lovely planted garden they created to replace the disuse and smoked a joint rolled from what they grew, the yard liked this and thought, that's great weed. Thank you.
Got to have your weed poems in Eugene. You've got to. We've got a vote coming up, don't we?
Yeah. Yes.
Are we going to vote for freedom, brothers and sisters? I don't give a shit. Get it up. Joe, come on up. Oh, I love Joe. Come on, Joe. What's Joe going to do? I never know. I don't know what any of you are going to do. That's the fun. All right. I like Joe's voice a lot. It either terrifies me or soothes me.
Still. The air and the light move and sing. They ring and dance, white noise and white, a maze in flight. The sun-patched shade plays on the grass like a thatch of jade. A gold-haired boy, an old-haired man, run by, one's feet unsure, one's fleet. Their pace the same, skinned knees, lame legs. The boy begs the man for his hand, who stops to hold it and to laugh. His voice growls like water folding over as it crawls along the stones in the silver-wrinkled creek. His cheeks, red and pocked, smile at the tinkling child's tangy giggled song. The two ring harmonic notes out of the white-hot morning air. Their light dance music fades, muting to that of sifting sand on leaves. As both run down the padded path, I listen after them, and then to you, who is quiet, is still. You asked, what is stillness? My answer is too much, too long. But while I looked into your face, the race of wind-washed trees is calm. You charm them, I think. Then I slow too and think of you slow running through the wood of time. Too long ago for me to see, you began. I see the movement of your eyes. Following mine is the mustering of thunderheads that loft into the summer sky. Why stillness? Can there be stillness? The mountain here moves like a hair in the eyes of the drifting stars. The blood beats out millennia for the quivering oxygen it drives. Everything I know is motion, so stillness, where and when the word, when nothing is immutable and there is nothing still. No hardened hill, no frozen pond, no place, no time, no want, no vow. You are moving through all time, a snap-caught photographic shot that stops here long enough to look at me, to breathe with the ages in and out, ages in and out. Yet now we're still. We're here and will be in between two bits of time, sitting with no sound or motion, no sight or thought, no want or vow. Still, until the blinking of your eyes unites the drifting shards of time. The light returns, the sifting sand, and now the growls and ringing crack the silence too. Man and boy sit down with panting coughs and school song hum.
together rest their dusty legs and play the rusty music of the Red West's heavy afternoon. The old man smiles that we're still here and winks. A whirring sound. It's rare I stand here in Willamette Cemetery looking down on his old stone. It's small and gray and flat like all the others, and it doesn't seem to represent what he was. True, he shrunk from years of head-down living before he finally gave in, nearly 35 years ago. But whatever of his size was small, all else was large and booming. His voice was what we all heard in our memories when we were singing him out of his world, with wall-waking laughter in the Irish wake of 75. In our first full-throttle brown bottle reunion, he was a bass in the choir where he sang on Sunday. In the church we didn't go to. They spoke French, we were mixed. He didn't give a shit. Enough said. The only thing he ever hit us with when we were jerks was the 60 decibel pronouncing of our names, closely followed by 59 decibel lectures reminding us who was the boss and what that meant to us. It seems to me that kids always differentiate between the pious mouthings and the true beliefs when parents set out moral grounds for them to walk. Parents are mightily deceived, thinking they get away with much. We bought all his morals, as brutal and unyielding as some were. Disgust with hypocrisy, disdain for privilege, hate for the valueless messages of ads were just a few. Odd how a man 5'5" tall could look down on so much. One of his most impassioned rages comes to mind in this annoying reign, the one he had against bald baloney pricing that assumes that you'll be quite simply astounded by the giant savings of a product costing $49.99 as opposed to $50. He once said he would walk across town in a blizzard to buy something at the more honest price, lest they should take him for the idiot he knew all those to be who thought they were getting a bargain. In the blustering wind of a December hillside, a faint sound hums to his family who stand here today. On the cool, matted grass around his plot, we proclaim an irony of ironies, and one unkind to him as any mystic fate. Now connected in perpetuity to his name, by coincidence of random ordering numbering, in his grave's address, 49.99.
Awesome.
The tragedy of life has closed with comedy. The very sum that made him growl in life now makes, through the turning of his old bones, the faint, unnerving whirring sound beneath our feet.
Nice, Joe. I was just talking about my tombstone this evening before the show. Right, Bix? Yeah, that's right. Come on, James.
James! Woo! Yay, James!
Yay, James. Yay, everyone.
Yeah.
Movie.
You got it?
Welcome. Thank you for your contribution. All donations go to fund. You're looking away, aren't you? That last bit about donations, well, you're funding science. Rather, occultists define science. By proceeding, you consent to random strip searches, psychological upgrades, possible birth defects. All other experiments will be held behind closed doors in soundless vaults. To keep everybody safe and happy, we have a few rules on this stretch of highway. Number 1, everything that happens here is supposed to happen. In other words, there are no accidents. Please exit your vehicles now. Rule number 2, nothing has happened to you prior to this moment. By taking this tour, you have automatically consented to this new life. If you look to your left, you can see a field of transparent plastic tents. These are your new sleeping quarters. We have left 2 cyanide pills on each pillow for your courtesy. Staring straight, the highway appears to be dipping down. This symbolizes our noble pursuit into the great unknown. You, brave traveler or accidental interloper, have inherited your parents' genes. If you look to your right, you will notice a strange likeness to you, staring back. It could be eating your favorite food. It could be lifting steel I-beams. This represents you, the fated driver's destiny. Remember, do not touch the wildlife. This means don't let it touch you either. We at the facility want to keep you warm and happy. You must separate yourself from disease-ridden distractions, i.e., pets, friends, and physical interactions. Above all your heads is our own sparkly sentient computers. You may be wondering, how did I get here? The answer is your parents. If they had never made you, all of this wouldn't be happening. Before you were able to walk or speak or wipe your own ass, your parents brought you into this world, taught you confidence, freedom, religion, security, we have a runner. Initiate black sheep instigation removal. It is with great enthusiasm I introduce you, lucky few in the front, to an image of our shining leader, Alpha Perfection. He may appear to be a bright light, and it might feel like you can't close your eyes and look away. Alpha Perfection will lead you on a journey of personal evolution. You lucky few will be more intimate with your new lives than ever before. Security alert! Security alert! We have another runner! Initiate force dump tragedy Sigma Alpha Delta 1. To keep you all heavily relaxed and sedated, you have just been injected with a new form of biotechnology. It will clean your brain without making a hole. To continue, all of you are experiencing different forms of stimulus. If you have been paying attention to anything, you would never ask yourself, am I a machine? Do I have herpes? Should I vote? After this mandatory journey into the heart of darkness, you will never have to think again, just like a happy pillow. So smile. You've been being filmed for the last 3 hours. 3 hours? Time flies when you're taking a tour. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Funny little voiceover, aren't I? Remember when you crashed your car? What about when the police were dragging you out, demanding a search? They injected you with something right before you came through the gates. So I welcome you to your new paradise with comfy electric bars on the side and squishy metal spikes, random inoculations, roadblocks, morning chores, lightning fast military exercises, firing squads. Whoopsie! You didn't hear that last line. This is paradise, or as we, the new authoritarians, refer to it, Nugenics, Numerica, Education Authority Facility. Enjoy your stay. And remember, all memories of your friends or loved ones have been replaced with implanted technical skills. Thank you for powering the beast. Have a nice day.
At the risk of alienating everyone in the room, James did what he wanted. That's what carry-on's about, man. Pushing that pumpkin to the edge. Sometimes it falls off. You decide. Welcome to James's mind. It sounds like... I feel like I've just been experimented on by a team of psychiatrists from Yale, Harvard, and all them other places I don't even know about. Have I been abducted? Obviously. Austin, you got some good hippie poetry to mellow me out, man? All right. You're all delicious. Just gorgeous the way you are. Just gorgeous. I love you. I didn't mean that. Oh, sugar daddy. I've been looking for sugar daddy all night. When he gonna come home? All right.
Woo! Welcome. Come well. Come tuneful. Come truthful. Warm to the affable arms of the soothsayer, saying and drawing unto the Seheki, cleansing sing, unlocking key valence harmony, sisters and brothers of the bell we ring, amid the stones placed in a circle of 13.
Nice. Woo! Thank you, Austin. That's just what I needed. I needed that. Whoa.
But a little bit of sunshine satiate, and there's still a lot to cry about. Death still might be scary. Nary cold shoulder omens bear the burden of being my honesty of the benign, minute house play. And withstanding a night come day to overlook a gaze on the sight of lit face eyes in that sometimes prophetic, sometimes pathetic, love without precedent kind of way, yet ephemeral, yet real, as wearing as it is to bear and feel in that name of however it takes to conduit the most holy and relevant. In the morning, I'll still ask where you've been, like it's been a long time since you've played it cool, giving away nervous embroideries of my cute, useless, redone dance to feel exuberant again. This opine of mine looks up and casts glances at past fancies and sure sensations of the week in succeeding series of love-lorn laced details amounting to an abrupt soul accumulative of splendid severity. Migrating malleables of shadow play and whatever I have to say that comes out the same way every fucking time. And worse, when asked by dearest of friends if it would kill me to talk like a regular person, of all good people. But here, there's no tissue rejection. Instead, steadfast solidarity with the tears of the dandy folk, such that is usually lost in archaic intellectualizations of the arcana, otherwise innate incontrovertibles of the empathic emperor's basophilic water memory. Me, or so I adhere to accordingly. So here's to hot breath, my treat. Where I am today, a cacao nib follow me here. Danced two-step fleet on a metal singer's shriek, a peon to the soul vine frontier that keeps sweet this fleshly, incarnational aspect of the sentient fruit experience. So sweet the suckle of its vorticed, magnetized waters, youth springs eternal. Now away around and through, simple sound, tangible springing, tempting attempts at a common center sheen, that glistens like the recent guitar strings flirting with the fretboard. Like what chord ever accorded you a lie, other than behind that silly, simpering, somatic guy woo-woo-wooing in a sting-sing camp around. Shades of veneer as intentions remain unclear. Even so, kudos to the sincere. Downcast to the tyranny of irony, once so shadowing over woodworkers and wayfaring wussies. Today they come to find their exploding waterfalls ignite in the glint of the galloping light and cry to their lightning bolt, giddy up. A cosmic coda so awesome that I feel silly even approaching a verbalization of such a dank, soaking vibration. I would shriek, but first at the sake of tampering with the course of conversatory cosme, How are you doing today? My last one. Echinacea tea. Now I really have to pee.
And he is. He's running for that outhouse. We have a really, really far out balance of youthful expression and more, if you will, mature expression tonight. Thank you all for being here. We're not done. I just want you to really understand the gauge of experience we have in this room. Love one another. Learn. You old folks, OGs like me, learn from these exuberant youth words. Exuberant youth words. Look and listen. Stop. First time on our stage. Oh, I wasn't here. Then it's the first time on our stage. I was not here. It's the first time. Yeah? That's right. What you got for us? What you got for us?
I got 2 poems.
You got 2 poems?
Yeah.
Well, knock it out, girl.
Woo!
Do tell.
This first one's called Passing Period. If you view a bald eagle in the zoo, you're literally looking at the American symbol of freedom in captivity.
That's right.
I wonder how many places I've already visited for the last time. We will never hear about the truly perfect crime. Being attracted to your own flaccid penis would be the worst fetish ever. How far in history do you have to go back before it's considered archaeology instead of grave robbing? I will be the last person to die in my lifetime. Trying to get rich off the lottery is like trying to commit suicide on a commercial airplane. Lobsters are mermaids to scorpions. When you drink alcohol, it's just borrowing happiness from tomorrow. Go to bed, you'll feel better in the morning is literally the human version of turn it off and turn it back on again. Maybe it'll work this time. Everyone has 3 voices. The one in your head, the one you hear, and everyone else knows. This one's called Fuck You, I'm Bad with Titles. Keep asking me why you're so essential. Baby girl, I know, I can see all your potential. Working too hard to wake up and see me here. Wash away this tiring weight with too much pot and dosed beer. You can't experience my constant streak for haze. Paper link chains in my head narrowing down the days. Only fill my hand with trippy songs and hypnotism. Hopefully the moment you'll see my sad and lonely disposition. I compress and blame, smashing down my head, drop the illusion of celibacy and fuck myself instead. I gave up on the idea of not letting. What is it that I speak that you're not getting? Could have wrote joy if I never lose. Want me to spill sun, loosen up my lips, unconfused. False concentrate makes my head pound and my heart spin. Starve myself from admiration, attempting to make my ego thin. I see I'm wounded in the neurological state. I stand alone to feel you, but I fear my feet are too late. Never cease the day to be your sidekick. Always room to love you even when my mind's sick. But now, But nah, all I did, it don't mean shit. My heart's gone busted, get the medical kit. Leave my life snagged out of thread. All the goddamn lies you fed. You made me work harder than ever before. Only took you a month, now I hate you to the core. Not even my tweak-ass mother makes me feel this low. I feel my last resort is to grab the trigger and go. I wish you were dead, get out of my head. Can't rise out of my bed, can't let my ego get fed. At least when I was raped, it didn't hurt this much. You've made me lose all interest in another being's touch. I feel like a phrase being overly used. I let myself cry and get physically abused. Your scarce sense of kindness is starting to rust. I felt I was blind, now I can see your disgust. So I'm done. I'll pack my bags and move to another. Even if I'm up all night, at least we'll love each other. So say farewell to the only one who cared. I hope the thunder in your head keeps you up scared. If you left me, I swear, twice I'd die. But nah, screw that. Fuck you. Kiss my ass goodbye.
Very nice. Raw and awesome. We are raw. Speaking of raw, You in the corner over there, not making much noise tonight. Get up here. Because we have a book release for her this week. At Kit's Pad, which he's paying yard guys to clean up for you. So see me if you need addresses or redress. Here comes Karen. Here she comes. So Karen's got her book release party this weekend at my house.
Hi. I have an announcement to make.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is my book. It's funny how a smile will change your whole moment. Look, I have to confess something. I'm going to school tomorrow morning, and starting the new term. And I'm thinking, okay, right now what I need is a Marijuana Anonymous meeting. And I know it because when I smoke, I get emotional. And right now, I'm under the influence of psychotropic drugs, and which is a
Watch
fact.
yourself on that stage there, Karen.
Okay, my announcement is that on Saturday at 1 o'clock at Kit Chell's home, we are having a book signing party.
That's right.
And I would love for all of you to come. I don't know if Kit
That's right.
Oh, all right,
If
we
you're
got
here,
it.
you're
We
on.
got it. And some other people as well. Look, my poem tonight is going to be, I can't sit on the floor. But,
Would you like a chair or a stool?
Can I have that stool, please?
Yes, you may. And you're gonna.
Thank you, kid. You know, now this is going to.
Yes, there we go. No. We get kicked off YouTube.
Music? I'll learn how to play that electric bass of mine and you'll hear some music.
That's right. What's the name of your band, Karen? What's the name of your band, Karen?
Well, I wanted an all-girl band first, and it was going to be Karen and the Klondikes. I want to make music a dream come true for me. Like this book. And I guess I'm taking a little time before I read my phone.
You got it.
Okay, I do want you all to come. And if you can't come, I'll autograph a book for you later on. And I autograph a poem, an original poem, just for the person who wants my book.
Very generous.
So it will be an original piece of work for you as well. And how much are the books, Stephen?
What?
How much are the books?
$9.95.
Woo! $9.95.
$49.99.
My first book, my first book of poetry is out of print, but
Okay, now you can start your poem.
Okay, I just wanted to say that it was only $3. Hello, okay. The saboteur is waiting, not even in the shadows any longer. When I look to see him or her, for which I haven't decided. I don't know, those black capes, those white fedoras, those combat boots under mini skirt and torn Levi's, hair tie-dyed wild among the ashes of her face, or his prima donna ear piercings. I compare myself to others, and for the most part, I don't see what I'm really looking at. In fact, I can say 90% or more. I don't see what I'm looking at, but I do sometimes see what is really there. When I look inside my friend, I see his doorway to his heart. I always have. And what I perceive in you, I do not see in myself. For some reason, my microscopic, myopic vision of the Cyclops' mind is staring backwards. Yes, but I can see, but why can't I see that in me? Why can't I see the goodness in my own heart? I'm always taking a pitchfork or a gaffling hook in the side of a sea whale or a marlin. And I'm struggling that way very much so, folks. And time is taking a poke at me that I don't wish on any other. Not any other. That cat has it harder than I do. A lot of people do. And yet everyone has it harder than me. I just have an ego in reverse. My ego tells me, yes, you're the greatest, but then when it thinks it's the greatest, it looks for a scapegoat. And many people here tonight have been scapegoats for me. Unseen, seen, foreseen, or whatever. I don't know why I do that. Especially the people whom I really love. So I better take a look inside and love myself tonight.
Thank you.
Look inside. Always good advice from Karen. Look inside. Even if you're scared, you're going to have to deal with it. Even if it's at that last minute when we're going through the windshield into the log truck, I am a positive, affirmative sure that we get a moment that we've been waiting for all our life where we go, shit, I get it. It's all okay. Boom. And, that's a dream of mine, but, you've had mystical experiences, and don't lie to me. If we got even that, wouldn't that be enough? Are you going to say, I wish I would have done that poem on the stage at Cush? Are you going to say, I wish I'd have worked more in my cubicle? What are you going to say when you're going through the windshield into a log truck? I don't know. I'm going to say, game on, bitches! Come on, Mina. Mina has not been here in a long time. We welcome her back to the scene. Mina. Hello.
A few shorts to start. Parasitic feast, teen vampire revival, the pop culture mirror. They worship money, dead things, dissecting the whole, Frankenstein 2.0. I let you see me barefaced, no makeup, after your kiss became fully nude too. LA winter grid hallucinates snowscapes, blanket fields, no footprints. Whether out loud or in silence, everyone's schizophrenic, earth mind fuck. Praying mantis in my dream shower, rebirthing the self, 9 months celibacy. Momentum, Merkava, creativity is the arc, carrying us through it all. No opposite. I'm a lost child, I'm an anthropomorphic star, I'm a naked fool sneezing twilighted shadow yearnings, I'm a white Nordic whale covered in self-inflicted scars, and like all cetaceans, I cry in untranslatable languages when you take away my infant children and put them in performance profiteering cages. To become self-harmers, killing salient wounds with salient rages. I am one of the 1 in 4 mammals born with a highly sensitive nervous system. I want literal chameleon skin. I miss the ability to photosynthesize. I miss longing for love and lusting for a love that has no opposite. Now I'm the flame, flickering in the glass jar of my dahlia-flecked desires. I desire myself. I masturbate in mirrors. I am the narcissist revival. I'm the man in the pond in the reflection. Dragonflies scream and scream in the dawn, and I make love to myself once again. I'm love in a universe made of love, made visible by light, contrasting dark. But like everyone else, I'm a tongue that can't taste herself.
Yeah.
I, a lover of words who can't define love. I'm a lover of words because they love me back in ways I'm usually comfortable with. So
many of us ex-gifted and talented education program kids burning our college programs up with the fires of our fix. Now we are a Neanderthal in the cave with Plato. The fire hurts our eyes. So like any true poets, we try to understand it. Fire, love, through the shadows, sputtering, sparrow shapes on the stone walls that surround us. I'm a pair of orbular eyes watching the cave fire through its shadows, and Plato is talking smack again in his white Grecian robes. He says, love is like the sun, you can't stare at it directly. Love is like this fire, you can't touch it, it will burn you alive. I am the words, fuck you, coming out of my mouth and hitting Plato right on his large veiny temples. He's unfazed. He's busy studying shadows, of course. I'm the dirt on the cave floor. I'm the darkest cave shadows stretching out to be darker more. I'm the aphid herding ants like cattle in the cave corner. I'm the milky secretions of an ant sustaining his aphid masters. I am the embalmed organs of a pharaoh come to life again in this cave walls, love-derived, shadow-shifting gladiators. I'm the photons of firelight. I'm the heat, I'm Juliet, and I'm the sun. I'm the dream that's more real than the waking. I'm a tongue made of silver linguistic quakings, but I can't yet define love. Love is a frequency. Love is a vibration. Love is an F chord resounding perfect pitch libation. Liberation. Love is not the opposite of hate nor of fear. Love is a singular flower of lavender existing in a field beyond black and white, beyond wrong and right. Path of sun, path of moon, interlace with me. Dream walker, earth talker, path of sun, path of moon, power of 13, interlace with me. Lover, love. Let us decrypt languages of light, long lost, submersed in nightly rituals. Love is in the imagination. Love exists in the imagination. Imagination is what the antimatter realm is made of. Experiential heart, place of creation, sanctuary, a poem within matter. Experiential heart, place of creation, stillness, momentum, become one, 0 point field activation. I'm a lost child. I'm an anthropomorphic star. I'm a naked fool sneezing twilighted shadow yearnings. I'm a tongue made of silver, but I can't really define love. I'm a small female skeleton in a coffin that reads autopsy of an oloriophile, opalescent orchid anatomy, P.S. worms. I offer you a gratuitous invitation. Eat me. I will experience reality through the lens of your wormy digestive systems. I will be worm-laced gladly, and from the vantage point of your worm nutrition, I will give myself to love, a small female skeleton without condition.
Yeah!
One more. Mental mapping of the universe, the charming quirks and quivers of this clockwork cosmology convey completely the neurotically nautical psyche of this realm's great ride deity. Rainbow-faced Christ-hearted knight on a rain-made horse, painting lightning bolts between quantum, math, equations. His, her mind, supreme. Superconscious, galactic compass also belongs to you and me. Oh, superconscious overmind, supernaturally powered moth, flapping, orchid-shaped inquiries. Orchid overmind anatomy, ordered like 12 billion dreams on as many sections of a Rubik's cubified master dream screen. Human dreams, horse dreams, dog dreams, God dreams, backwards dreams, convex, concave, crying out in the feverish pitch of 10,000 midnight marauding trains. All dreaming creatures want to be heard, just as all subconsciousnesses demand to be heard, must be heard, will be heard in dream time. Astrally sublime self-projection, succinct self-similar rose refracting the orange-red ray of subconsciousness and refracting the solar rain roar of consciousness through the astral prism that turns white light, black heat into rainbows of everything. Superconscious galactic mind, mere humming, whispering, desire. Deep desires are no evil. Desire is the root of expansion. Desire, feeling, fueling, universal evolution. Dreamers too deep in sleep to hear their own dreams are still being seen and heard on the master mega mind scream. All-seeing dream orgasm queen, whispering yes, yes, dreamers. I say yes and I give you everything you design. Isn't it fun? The illusion of time, space-time vacation.
I got two more. Let's go, Mary, get up here, come on. Mary gets half time tonight. You got half time? Can you fit us into half time, a short time? Okay, come on up here, Mary, come on up here. And then we got Porcupine, who hasn't been here in ages. We want to hear Porcupine, don't we? We want to hear what a porcupine has to say. Thank you, Mana, dancing right along on that.
I'm just saying it's Greek.
All right, here we go. Oh, nice outfit. Yeah. Michael had a mint top tonight. You got a mint skirt and mint.
Is it okay if I hold this?
Yeah, go.
Okay, you guys have heard this one before, but I've been working on memorizing things, so that's where I'm at. Rock me, tangled in your undulating arms. Hold me, a captive of your scent, your sound. Speak to me of mysteries inhabiting your heart. Let me know your lovely liquid soul. Take me when you cast away from continent and coast. Surround me with your subtle, salty squeeze. Teach me all I need to know of solitude and surety. Reveal to me a darker, deeper dream. Thank you.
This is another noise maker you have in your pockets. I don't want to steal this idea. I came with for a performance of Karen Finley in New York City. Just pull out your keys and start banging. Yeah, I just dropped that. Boom! Porcupine, and us up. Karen Finley. She was awesome. You ready? Hold this one. No, come on, man. I don't want to hold it. Knock him out, Porcupine. What do you got to say? You haven't been here in a while. Come on.
You're hot.
Come on.
All right, thanks.
Look how hot he is. Jesus Christ.
This is my time.
That's right.
You done? Jesus.
Nice.
Oh yes, I'm back with a crack. Handling whiplash after a schoolwork crash. It's hard enough to find time for teachers, the will to listen to my court-appointed preachers. But man, when you don't have energy for yourself, you start putting friends on the self. Where are my rhymes? Where is my time? I can't even whisper to you in a coffee cove closet. How can I let pour a truthful faucet? With lies I am displaying. What truths am I misspelling? There's an odd truth to going to school, an etiquette to being comfortable and cool. This forceful knowledge is your last resort to give them the craved, unearned effort. And they forget this ruly aspect. To give respect is to be given respect. And so I'll listen to you ranting and question questions on cue, but listen for when respect is due and when some of us may be feeling blue, because we can turn this class around and make you our class clown. And that's what you thought us to be. The annoying trash heap flies. We all have something to learn, something borrowed and something yearned. There is something to remember when groaning through September, that we still have a responsibility without the summer to integrity, to not be a pompous ass, even if it's a bullshit class.
That's right.
Big, beautiful woman, do not look at me. Do not look yet. I am not the treat you want to eat. I have not sweetened. We make contact through watching eyes and quick smiles. Your supple shape is a golden glow to my raven eyes. The obvious dart and dash to retrieve does not bother my instincts. I perch and wait, hold back flight. Do you understand? As much as I am ready, wanting to tumble, trip, and tear, the act would attract attention from man for the capture of such beauty. Fear and jealousy are no measure of my power, but are reactions to assumptions. Hunted and trapped for my instinctual pulse, restricted and controlled to share my terrain, belittled and displayed like a masterpiece of the wild. This is shaming, but I am not distraught, but by the fear and distance of the beautiful beast I pounce upon. I cannot control nature and advancements, so it seems unnaturally natural with the beauty's advances on this starved beast. Like Britain versus India, I go without a meal to an evil deal. My negativity as a negative aroma to my interactions, distasting my personality with sour outlook. So wait until I sweeten up on the outcome of primal.
Very forceful. Very forceful.
One more. This is entitled "Stop Whacking Off to Have Better Sex."
How to be deep and meaningful is being vague and meaningless, anti-personal. The key to being honest is being specific and blunt, personalist. The trick to knowing is wonder and doubt, lacking person. The path to love is forgetting yourself, staying selfless. I do not know enough to even write this song, only it is easy to be wrong when you're this headstrong. Also, easy to forget what I hate to remember. The word witty is an empty ember. What is my true worth? I grow when I can if you judge a man by his length and girth. What have I done to deserve living? What will I become to give myself meaning? Anti-personal, personalness, lacking personal, staying selfless.
Over time, I leave you with this. Question authority. But if authority answers, will you listen? Good night, you've done it again. Another fantastic night to carry on. Go be fruitful, multiply. We're out of here.
And that was, there it was. There it was. Capitan, can we cut that out? We're gonna get a little boogie, boogie, boogie in the hoodie, hoodie, hoodie.